In 1981, an interesting thing happened in the world of cavemen. You had two movies come out about cavemen. You had the movie Caveman, starring Ringo Starr, and then you had the movie Quest of Fire, starring Ron Pearlman and Ray Don Chong. I had to make sure I get the name right there. Who happens to be the daughter of Chong from Cheech and Chong. Name slipped my mind. Anyways, let's get into the Quest of Fire. Now, this movie didn't win an Academy Award for best costumes and stuff like that. When the costumes and the way these people and the makeup on these cavemen, on these Neanderthals, is very well done, very well believable. It was the same person who did Werewolf in London. If you've ever seen that movie, you would understand how great and talented they are. And Quest of Fire is more like the National Geographic movie of cavemen, of Neanderthals, while the movie Caveman is just like a parody. Right off the bat, I prefer the movie Caveman with Ringo Starr. It's funny, it's hilarious, has a good story to it. While Quest for Fire, it was entertaining, it was interesting on their take. Like I said, it's more like a National Geographic kind of film. Just how it's shot and the storyline. You know, we have this tribe of Neanderthals, they have fire, they get attacked by these ape-like creatures. I'm guessing they're supposed to be the missing link type of people. And basically their little tribe gets destroyed. They lose fire, which is very important. You know, it gives you warmth, get a cook on with it. You know, fire was very important back in those days, still is today, but now we got electricity. Anyways, so we have Ron Perlman and his good old buddies go out and try to find fire and bring it back to their little tribe. So you're going on adventures with these guys. They run into some Homo sapiens, was where Ray Don Chong is a member of. Their tribe they're like painted. They don't have clothing. I guess because the idea is these Neanderthals are in Europe and they kind of have to go search all the way to like Mediterranean, Africa type of place to get the fire. That's where they run into them. They're very, when I say like it's very National Geographic, you know, you show them hunting, how they hunt, how they make love, like it's very animalistic how they make love. You know, you just see a girl, you take a girl, you wham bam, thank you ma'am, the girl, and then you move on type of thing. They go into the Homo sapiens. They help some Homo sapien girls live. Ray Don Chong's one of them. She falls in love with one of the Neanderthals, so it's kind of got a little bit of romance in that thing. And that sequence, they kind of teach the Neanderthals some tools, how to laugh, how to make love properly. You know, good old stuff like that, and how they survive. It's kind of the theory on how, you know, the Homo sapiens end up taking over the world and how us humans evolved from Neanderthals to humans. Some crossbreeding was taking place there, you know, if you do your study in there. Overall, I think the movie does capture what scientists at that time, and maybe still do, believe in the process of evolution and how man evolved over the ages. You know, they do act out pretty good, you know. Very good presentation. I do though believe that maybe Caveman actually captured the way that tribal behavior was more accurately than Quest of Fire. That's kind of way, you know, if that's kind of weird, because Caveman is a pure comedy parody, you know. But, you know, cavemen actually established their own language. And Quest of Fire is just a bunch of grunts, and there's no language. So it's kind of hard to know like how they're communicating. Cavemen, you actually can see the hierarchy of how a tribe functions. In Quest of Fire, there's none of that. It's like everybody's kind of like equal, you know. And no real leader or no real... anything like that. No hierarchy established. Just feel like in that sense of how a tribe and a family functions is more prevalent in Caveman. Overall, is Quest of Fire worth watching? I mean, I watched it on Amazon Prime, and the picture quality was kind of terrible. Kind of felt like I need to go outside and turn my antenna quite. So they need to do some high def on this movie. While if you ever watched Caveman, it's very crystal clear, which is kind of weird because Quest of Fire was, I guess it was the artsy, it was more accepted among the critics back in '81 than Caveman, but Caveman has the better quality of movie now. Probably because it's more popular. After all, you got a Beetle, and you got Barbara Bach in it, and Shelley Long, and Dennis Quaid. So it gets the better actors. But overall, I would probably pass on Quest of Fire, unless you want a entertaining take on what people think how evolution happened and how we moved from Neanderthals to Homo sapiens. Might be a worth the movie watching, which was kind of why I watched it. But overall, I think you pass this one over. Have you seen Quest of Fire? Is this like one of your favorites? Do you hate it? What's your thoughts on this one? Interested to know in the comments below. Until then, have a great day. Bye.